Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to a new video. My name is Prince Meyson. It's been a while since I put out a video. I don't think I put out a video since my course. But yeah, and it's been going great. You know, I've gotten amazing reviews for people that sign up for the course, and I think I put out a link some days ago to register again for the course, but it was just to like my audience that I have their emails. So if for some reason you want to get into the course in the future, that's my beauty retouching masterclass, then definitely click the link to my beauty retouching masterclass and go there and sign up on the wait list. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're here to talk about my condition, which is really bad, and it's not something that I have, it's something that we all have, and it's called GAS, Gear Acquisition Syndrome. I have it, you probably or most definitely have it. And today I'm going to tell you how you can actually work around it, because there's no cure for this condition. It's really, really bad, and almost every photographer or videographer out there has it. I mean, if you watch YouTube, you know Peter McKinnon is selling all his stuff and trying to be very minimalist. And we, on the other hand, are looking at all the stuff he has and we're wishing we have all that stuff. But at the end of the day, you kind of realize that most of the gear you have, you really do not use them. So let's talk about how you can sort this problem out for yourself. And in this video, I'll also be talking to myself and telling myself how to sort this issue out. Now, the first thing you need to know is that photography is a hobby and also a business for most of us. And when you look at something as a hobby and at the same time as a business, you are caught in two different worlds. Now, in the sense that as a hobby, you want to spend money on this thing and you want to enjoy all the amazing benefits of this particular thing that you're using as a hobby. Like right now, I actually do a lot of biking, so I bought a bike for myself, and when I wanted to buy the bike, I made sure I bought a carbon fiber bike, not because I needed all these things, but because it's such a hobby right now. I just want the best of the best, and right now I'm looking at buying carbon tires, and they're so expensive, but that's what happens when you are actually investing in a hobby, because this is something you love doing, and that's what photography is like. You know, you want the best camera, you want the best lenses, you want the best of everything when it comes to photography. Now, as a business, you have to think about how you're investing in the business and how you're getting returns back from that business. So this is very different from a hobby, right? So if you're putting $1,000 on a lens, you have to make sure that that lens is working and making that $1,000 back for you, maybe even way more than that. That's how you see a profitable business. So how do you find a middle ground for this, right? It's hard and almost impossible. That's the same issue that I am dealing with. Now, the thing that I've worked out in my head, the best way to do this is make sure that whatever gear you are getting, you absolutely really need it. Which is something we should all think about when we're getting gear at the same time, but let me explain. Now, the best way to know what you need is to actually look at your portfolio. So for me personally, I shoot a lot of beauty work, and for my beauty work, I've realized that I use the 100mm macro f2.8L lens. That is my go-to lens when I shoot headshots, when I shoot almost anything down to portraits. It is my go-to lens. It is my main lens. Now, the reason why I'm doing this video is because I'm looking at an 85mm 1.2, the RF version, right? But I'm caught in two worlds because I own an RF camera, which is my Canon EOS R5, and I own an EF camera, which is a C500 I'm shooting on right now, right? And I want all my lenses to work across both bodies, right? But I really, really want the RF 1.2, right? That's the reason why I'm making this video. So after looking at my portfolio for a while now, I realized that most of my pictures, almost 95% of my pictures are shot on the 100mm. So all you have to do is go through your portfolio and ask yourself, what focal length do I shoot the most with? What camera do I shoot the most with? Do I shoot with a camera that has really high megapixel? Do I shoot with this? Do I shoot with that? What is your go-to gear when you need to shoot? Now, the best thing to do once you figure that out is make sure you buy your gear around the system that has worked for you for years. Now, I previously used to shoot with the 85 a lot, but that was when I shot portraits, and right now I'm not shooting with the 85 a lot, but the reason why I need the 85 is because I shoot a lot of videos and I shoot a lot of interviews, right? And I want a lens that I can use to shoot those interviews. So I've realized that I've rented the 85 a couple times to shoot interviews, and with my Sony I had an 85 1.8 which I used to shoot interviews, and that was my go-to lens. So for me personally, I've realized that I really need this lens But the question is, do I really need the expensive lens? And that's where gas comes in, because I want the really expensive one, the most expensive one out of it. Even though I can't afford it right now, that's the one I want, right? But is that the one that I really need? No, I think the one I need is the 85 1.4 IS. And once you figure out what you really need, the best thing to do is just go out and get that lens. I know I'm preaching against spending a lot of money here, I get it, but go out and get that lens, because once you get that lens, or once you get that gear and you start using it, that's the one you really need, not the one you want. Put that at the back of your mind. Once you start using that lens, you realize that you don't need the really expensive one, or once you start using the gear that you have, you don't really need the really expensive one to actually make it work. So a lot of us think in our head that if we have this particular thing, it's going to make our work easier, right? The best thing to do is go out, rent that particular thing that you think you really need, and use it for a photo shoot or a video shoot or whatever you're doing. And if for some reason it does not come in handy, then you do not need that thing. That's number 2. Make sure you rent out gear, test it out before you go out to buy it, because for the most part, you're going to buy this thing if you've never used it. You're going to put it in the house and you'll never use it. I'm a prime example. So I really thought I needed a slider. I went out, I bought a slider, and I have never used that slider. And it's almost 6 months since I bought that slider. And that slider was really expensive. Now, to think that I was actually thinking about buying the more expensive slider that was over $2,000 is crazy. Because I've not even opened the slider since the day I bought it. It's just been there. So these are things that you have to put at the back of your mind. Make sure that you check your portfolio, check the gear that you're using to shoot, and buy gear that replaces that particular one, right? That's 1. 2, also rent out gear if you feel like there's something that is missing in your portfolio that you really, really need to make up for. Make sure you rent out the gear, test it out a few times, and if it satisfies that feeling that you have in your heart, then go ahead and purchase it. Those are the 2 ways to deal with gas, in my own opinion. Or just be broke and you'll be able to afford it. I'm just saying, but I don't want any of you guys to be broke. I want you guys to make it. I want you guys to have a lot of money. But at the same time, you have to put it at the back of your mind that, look, if you keep spending on gear, then at the end of the day, that money can be invested somewhere else and invested into something else that is going to make a profit for you. Because if you look at this thing, the camera is $3,000. Most cameras now, between $2,500 to, let me say, $4,000. That's the cost of most cameras now, right? And the minute you buy it, it's either it's making money for you or it's not. And if that thing is not making money for you, then you're losing money, because by the time you're ready to sell it, that camera is probably half the price it was when you bought it. So put that at the back of your mind before going out to spend money. I have gas. You have gas. We all have gas. It's just the truth. Everybody, almost every single photographer, except those ones that don't have it, then I don't know where they're from. Maybe on that planet, but okay. Anyways, thank you for watching today's video. It's just a quick advice from me to you and from me to me about the condition that I have. It's a mental one, and I hope we can win this war against it. Anyways, thank you for watching today's video. Once again, if you want to check out my digital store, I'll put a link in the description below. You can check out my skin tone lots, my retouching essentials pack, which will help you retouch better and retouch faster. Then you can check out my creative color lots that you can use to grade your outdoor images, and some other freebies I have there. I have my frequency separation for free. I have some lots for free, and I have some images that you can use to practice and get better at retouching. So check out that in the description below. I'll see you in the next video. Give this video a thumbs up. I'm back, baby. And also subscribe so you can see more content. Peace out, guys. Hold on. There's one last advice I have for you when it comes to dealing with gas. Just keep delaying that purchase. Keep delaying it, and eventually you might not buy it.